feel good.
So, welcome to Warhammer Fantasy. I'm Grey Hunter. I'm going to be your GM if you've not watched any of these before. And yeah, unfortunately, only War kind of died because of lack of players. So we've moved on to something else. And this is going to be set in our own little section of the borderlands. So, let's just bring it away. That's the wrong image. That's the one I wanted. Share this with you guys. So, this is the Empire. Yeah, well, it's big detail. It's pretty much the only time we have to worry about seeing this one. I am just going to resize the other map though, because that's huge. I forgot I didn't resize it down from the massive one I was working on.
Is the stuff to the far right? Is that they're like, well, let's just make like a door or something like that? What the heck is that?
Far right is the Holding Waste, Badlands, Darklands. It's essentially where all like the undead are at, where all the people who the orcs, undead, and all the other murder stuff.
Yes. So in the top you've got the Chaos Dwarves up in the Plain of Thar, going down through into the Darklands, the Howling Wastes. You've got a nice little bit of Skaven. You've got orcs, and
to the right of the Skaven, you've got ogres.
Yep.
The ogre trait, I think. Up north from that, you got the. Is that the Kimry and the Tomb Lords? Or am I wrong?
They're a bit further
south of the Badlands.
Okay.
So the area we're kind of interested in, if I just enter drawing mode, is pretty much this little section here. This is the Border Princes. This is the ass end of the Empire. And it's not even that.
It's technically not even part of the Empire.
No, it's...
Technically it isn't.
No. So, you are all walking... You've kind of decided to up sticks and make a better life for yourself. Yeah. So, we've gone random characters. So, most people are running something that's completely random.
I think I'm the only one that's not.
Yeah,
right now.
you're the only one who chose because you weren't liking yours and we had two of the same, so you changed out. So, you come up upon a inn. It's basically got a palisade around it because it's the Border Princes and everything is heavily defended.
It's either heavily defended or abandoned.
We're in city-state territory here, where everything outside the walls is murder and destruction.
Yeah.
Among other things.
I'm not going to say it's a dark and stormy night, but if you want to imagine it is, it can be. You're of course going to enter the inn.
Of course, since we have no free will or come for
not for
determination.
You're currently in the cutscene section.
Yeah.
We're in the
as long as
opening.
we're not given cutscene incompetence, I don't care.
Opening text scroll, go.
Oh god, no. So
now would be a good time for the intro to go.
As you enter, you're greeted by kind of a halfling who's like, this is the proprietor, kind of looks at you and the two elves not appearing in this session, and just opens by saying, "No cash left in the register overnight." After that, she kind of calms down a little bit. No, where are my manners? I can't make assumptions. Welcome to the Last Chance Inn. I'm Lynette All the Pies. Yes, my parents had a sense of irony and kind of slaps her belly. Yes, yeah, a sense of prophecy. I am the proprietor here, but of course, you must be new to the area.
What gave it away?
The fact you're coming down and not away.
We're coming to and not fleeing in terror. Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, oh, sorry. She kind of runs over the bar and kind of shuffles inside it. Here. I'm kind of the I'm just going to say tourist guide here, self-appointed, of course. I make sure everyone has a nice copy of the map. So, if I just resize this to something a bit more usable, there we go. So, I actually added the last chance in, so it's up here.
It's a very colourful map.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's fine. You'll understand a bit.
The various types of murder that may happen to you.
No, unfortunately, we're in a state of transition.
We're in the borderland, princes. Is there anything but a state of transition?
Well,
unfortunately not. It was fairly stable around here up until about 7 years ago, when the Magnendorfs kind of lost power. So this yellow area down the side. So either side of this are barren hills. You don't want to go there, you'll die. To the south, there's orcs in barren wastelands. You don't want to go there, you'll die. Most of the rest of the area is scrubland of some description. You've got a chance of surviving there. Except, the area you're in now is, of course, the lovely forested area leading down to the fertile valley.
That little
green
almost
section.
invisible. Really?
Yeah, the green section. That's the fertile valley.
That one right there. Okay.
Yep.
So we're in the wizard's place.
No, the wizard's in the fertile valley. Oh, you've heard something about this, then. So yes, the Magnendorfs were ruling this area until a mercenary by the name of Van Nieb led his army down. He took pretty much everywhere that's kind of to the east of, the west of this, so the purple area, blue, red and green. But then he had his own little problems when one of his minions or lieutenants, Lagrange, rebelled. He's taken all this purple area, and then we had a bunch of a huge horde of bandits under a guy called Goth Colum. He came up from the south and took all this red area. Van Nieb had a wizard with him who just goes by the wonderful title of the Exalted One. She took control of the Red Tower and the entire Fertile Valley. Now, most people seem to either hate each other, be allied to each other, or just worried about the bloody orc war that turned up at the south.
Wait, did we just walk into the Netherlands?
Sounds a bit.
Almost.
No way.
Was there orcs there? Because we got orcs.
Well, it depends what you want to count the Belgians as.
Waffle makers.
So this place has a serious orc problem. So you've got 3 major tribes at the bottom. When I was rolling up threats for this, so everything here is randomly generated. I rolled 10 3 times in a row for the greenskins. There are literally 9,000 goblinoids in the area.
So this is probably literally the aftermath of a WOG, or the build-up to a WOG.
Aftermath. So yeah, well, we got lucky. Some hero managed to kill the old war boss, and the orcs all kind of fell on each other, as orcs do. But it's only a matter of time till they elect a new war boss.
They need to make sure that they're busy punching each other in the face, or we're all gonna die.
Yeah, there's still an uncomfortably large number of orcs on the border.
Yes.
Well, there's 3, including one lovely titled Grimdark tribe.
Yep. They're the most dangerous of all.
Yeah.
Obviously.
So this is a little bit out of character, but I'll tell you, each one of those groups has 1,000 snotlings, 1,000 goblins, 20 trolls, 1,000 orcs, and 50 black orcs.
50 what? Sorry?
Black orcs.
Oh jeez.
Oh boy.
So you're talking about
Could you write that down in chat, please?
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be relevant, or if it is, we are so boned it really doesn't matter.
I will get used to my flea talent more than I would ever think.
Ignore the need raiding area. I've added that. That was just a note I haven't deleted.
I noticed that there's this lovely titled The Caves.
Oh yes, the caves. Kind of like a natural cave formation. Goes on for miles. Has a slight mutant problem.
Slight, eh?
Slight, yeah, it's fine. It'll be fine.
Okay, so question. The Red Tower, that's held by a wizard, right?
Yes, the Exalted One, the most powerful wizard. She claims
Yes.
she and the magic there create the Fertile Valley, which is literally the nicest place in the area. You know,
So the most fantastic.
produces more food than the rest of the borderlands put together.
So is
Sure
she
does
a
that, guys.
life wizard? Or a beast?
Life, we think. She tends to
Like
dabble in
that's
everything. She's looking for work. Let's be fair, most of these lords are looking for work. She's wanting someone to head down to the library and pick up some books for her.
I mean that library right next to all those
In the
orcs.
swamps, yes.
Yeah.
We built a library in the swamp.
I don't know if the
Probably
swamps
wasn't a swamp when they first built it.
Look,
Library of
they
Grasses?
built it on top of the previous 3 libraries that sunk. Okay.
God damn
Yeah.
it.
yeah,
Oh, it's the New Orleans of
Oh no.
Only this one has a bit of a green problem.
I think the whole area has a green problem.
But I would guess that it wasn't a swamp when they first built it, and nobody's had the effort or manpower
Time.
to actually move things out.
so
Right, so she wants to. So she's.
Well, she's looking for people to hire to go down to the library and grab some books for her.
Next to the orc thread, yes.
And the yellow people, what are their names again?
So Ragnar Magnadorf is the current. His father died about 2 years ago in unfortunate circumstances. So
I don't
he's
think there's any other circumstances.
Who would have ever thought a piano could fall from such heights to crush someone?
Mages.
he was taken ill with a wasting sickness, or rather suddenly and rather rapid. His son's taken over and has vowed to retake all the land his family once owned.
So this place originally belonged to him.
Yes, all this used to belong to him. So basically, it's kind of naturally bordered by dead lands. This is a marginally livable area bordered by dead area.
Guys, why did we come here?
There's lots of-
Because there's good money in it.
Look, the nobles knew what I did back where I came from, and I'm sure things happened to you places where it made you leave very quickly with one sack of whatever you had in your belongings on the way out.
Yeah, there were goblins where I was. I seem to have wandered into the exact same problem.
Yeah, no, there's been rumors of a area that I wish to.
Speaking of which, do we want to introduce
yes,
ourselves?
I was about to say we haven't actually done the interview. She's forgetting herself, and she hasn't asked you who you are.
All right, so let's have the focus in on all of us, where our name pops up and a little tidbit about us goes up.
Yeah, I haven't done that. I was thinking of doing it. I just, I didn't have the images quickly enough.
Don't worry, Greg. All right, so from left to right, who wants to go first?
Left to right, you first.
Yeah, you.
Okay. My name is Jerry Thompson. I am a man who procures things that are left underground by people who are too forgetful to remove them before death.
He's a grave robber, people.
Great, Rob.
They say forget them upon death, or if somebody were to say cast off their various worldly goods into the ground for stupid reasons.
Or forget various vital things like, say, usable teeth, fingers, various materials that are needed by savory wizards of one form or another.
I'm not even going into that one.
So that's exactly why he's in the Borderlands. He literally was caught selling bits and pieces to necromancers.
Savory wizards, thank you.
You don't know the difference.
I do know the difference. It's all in how you package it.
Oh my god.
Yep. This is our.
He's one of the nicer members of the group.
I know.
Well, more neutral,
More neutral, yeah.
Hey, people just leave things in the ground. I mean, when you have where there's a shovel, there's a whim, and when there's a whim, there's a way.
Right. As you can see, he's got a wonderful toughness as 27, which will not come back and bite him in the ass at all. Can you boost your toughness? No, you can't. Not until you get another career.
Yeah, I can't at all.
So if you don't know how Warhammer works, I'm going to open up Discord here. You have to fill out your entire career before you can advance to a nicer career. So as a grave robber, let's see what page is that, 96 or something like that.
Or the character compendium or the book?
In the book, in the character compendium. Here we go, I've got it.
Yeah, 93.
So he can exit into cat burger, ex-convict, fence, rat catcher, student or thief. So he can move on to be any of those wonderful things. Or
with rat catcher is probably the most savoury career.
All those upstanding members of society. They all serve a very valuable need of wealth redistribution. They're like tax collectors, but for the people.
So to level up, he's basically got to fill out his entire skills, which at this point is just a few. It's easiest for the first level because you get all the skills. You just have to fill out all the
get all the stat advances, all the skills, and you have to buy the the trappings for the career you want to go into.
Yeah.
So I have to master grave robbering before I can go on to say fencing.
Yes, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you want to become a rat catcher, you'd need to get a sling with ammunition, 4 animal traps, a pole with 1d10 dead rats.
That doesn't sound so hard.
Yeah, a small but and a small but vicious dog.
This is Warhammer. You do know that some of the rats walk around on their hind legs and want to murder us, right?
No, you don't. None of you guys know that.
No,
we could. We're the border princes now. We're allowed to know.
Well, no, but literally all of you think that that's completely poppycock, and the dwarf is probably the only one who kind of knows what's going on about that, but isn't going to say anything.
No, I'm a militiaman. I probably know.
He does have a point. Alright.
Yep.
I'm just not allowed to ever talk about it.
We've kind of led into Castle a bit there.
Yeah, I am Samuel Vimes, a militiaman from a nondescript town in the Empire that isn't on the map anymore for various reasons. And I left seeking new employment opportunities. I am good at stabbing things with my halberd. Yeah, I fell in with you guys somehow, and it hasn't been good.
You know, every person needs a cop on the bench. Knows how to lean both one way or another.
I'm not going to go anywhere with that one.
But you have actually rolled up the most armor and the best weapon. So
yeah, I could actually survive half a second in combat. It's the other half a second that's going to be the issue.
I mean, they could roll low.
Yeah, but the problem is I'm going to be probably the only person in sort of the front line. The front line is me. So, yeah, it's not going to go well.
Yeah.
Just pick our battles. If I pick our battles, we run away.
Alright.
Alright, who's next?
Zeb?
Alright, my name is Farnoth, and yes, I did roll for the name. I am an elf, and the only person in this group that actually chose to switch what race and class they chose. Mainly because I was really wanting to play an elf and actually rolled the stats for it. The reason that I'm here is because I follow Verena instead of the Elven Pantheon, and that kind of it's not exactly a bad thing, but it's still looked down on in the Elven homelands.
And you've had the misfortune to end up in the Border Princes with us.
Oh no, that was entirely intentional. The Empire sucks for this guy. I'm too much of a, sarcastic ass to be anywhere else.
Elf. We got it.
No, that's
elf.jpg whatever file extension you like.
No, that's a smug asshole. I'm a sarcastic asshole. There's a difference.
What spells have you got? You've just got all the basics, haven't you, at the moment?
Anyway, I'm the apprentice mage of the group. Right now, all I've got are the basic cantrips. Think dancing light and the ability to make people drop shit. That's the level of magic that I'm using right now.
That second one actually sounds fairly useful.
Oh, it's very useful. Cantrips are very useful, and anybody that doesn't know how to use them properly is a moron.
Surely it's cantrips.
I've always heard cantrips. But
I hear cantonips, which make me think of a vegetable.
Canned turnips.
He's not actually a mage, he's a farmer. He's just...
Yeah.
If you're alive,
He
maybe
casts
you
grow
basically are.
vegetables. It'll little while, but it'll work.
It takes an entire season. Yeah.
Cast spells for the long haul.
So, yeah, I've got just the basic crap on. I've got a nice long stick and a very angry disposition. That's about what I've got going for the group right now. So, next up is Moken, I think.
And to fill out the fantasy stereotypes.
I can't even.
And turnips.
I'm not even going to try to do any kind of action other because of it. So Moken here, he is from the Black Mountains, which are actually the mountain range that are just separating the Empire from the borderlands. He is, well, I mean, his reasons are his own. If you ask him, he has a big interest in runes. And
What he goes on about.
and also has his group, his clans. They weren't able. There were no openings to become an apprenticed rune maker. So he is essentially set off on his own to try and find one, because there are rumors that there's possibly one around here, and to learn the craft himself.
Also, he was exiled for the vow of sobriety.
He has no drinking skill, and that is an actual skill in this game.
Yes.
This
He
is
just
why he
doesn't
was
know how to
actually
hold
exiled.
his drink. He just
So, we've made jokes that he's the most sober dwarf.
oh god. Around you, no dwarf could be sober.
But you also
But you
have the
somehow
ability to
managed
speak
it.
pretty much every language.
Yes, I have. I can speak Bretonnian, Classic, Guild Tongue, Kalazid, Reich speak, and Tillian.
I'm sure this will be useful when a goblin is trying to hack off your nose.
I can do thief signs and stuff. So
Are they similar to gang
And
signs?
I'm sure your mom is very tense.
well, no, we pat ourselves on our head, rub our tummies, and stick out our tongues.
But yes. So discard is signs pretty much.
So,
We
what
also
you're saying is that, but going back into, you're done, right? Welcome.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, so going back to the borderlands here, we've got what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups that can actually hire us, and
also
each
I
of
just
them
like to
has
say,
basically an opening job, right?
we're going to run this as pretty much a sandbox. I've got, what is it now? I have 45 plot hooks that I've seeded from various parts of the random generation and just going through my head. So that I've pretty much, anywhere you go, I've got something.
We go back to the Empire.
So pretty much.
Okay.
I'd just like to point
Um,
out there's 2 more elves
so-
hanging around in your group. There's an
Yes,
outlaw
there's
and a
2 more
rogue.
elves.
We paint
Um,
ourselves green to go into the orc lands.
So should we go ahead and try and take up the job? We probably
Well-
should ask and see what we're getting paid for this and what they
She can
want.
tell you more about any of these locations if you want. She's, it's not
Well,
like it's
I'm
a busy
kind
in
of
here.
interested in the Silver Mountain. That would be a pretty good place to start looking for
The
that.
Silver Mountain. That is Vagnib's kind of stronghold. It's a massively defensive tor, so it's basically a massive shard of rock sticking out from the surrounding countryside.
Right,
It's also
natural fortification.
natural fortification, castle on top, full of silver.
I don't know. I'm more into grabbing that book. because
The problem is at the moment he's having some issues with the mines. The workers don't want to go into the mines. The miners, they have to say it's haunted or something like that. And although
Right,
he's
we're
technically
not going anywhere near that because undead are fucking annoying.
Nah, come on.
he is
Good
technically the richest person in the entire area because he's sitting on a bloody mine full of silver.
I like the sound of that.
Unfortunately, at the moment, until he mobilise it, he's obviously learned that he conquered the area because he had good support. His supporters now left him. He's
Because
now
he's got no
basically
money.
surviving on the fact he's got this giant mountain full of silver. If he can
so
start
there's
mining
right
it properly,
here.
he'll be
So
able to
on paper,
hire
he's
mercenaries.
fabulously wealthy, but in practice, he has nothing because the mines are haunted, or at least no miners are willing to go down there.
Yep.
And knowing anything
Essentially.
subterranean, they may be Skaven, maybe anything else like that.
So we know that. We know the Red Tower contains essentially a rather high level, even possibly wizard lord, Jade Wizard, who wants somebody to go down to the library.
It's just a
and-
simple fetch quest. What can go wrong?
So, sorry, the pixelation's a little bad on my end. So Markstad,
Markstad?
the place that's just above the Red Tower. Okay,
that's
where
the village.
are we on this?
You are
Sorry.
right at the top here. I'll
At
drop.
the you see the almost invisible little arrow?
There we go.
I do not see the almost invisible looking arrow.
Yeah, because it's a
Oh wait,
poorly
okay,
chosen
never mind. I
colorful
see it
arrow.
now.
I've dropped.
I see it now.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, now I see where we are.
Right? What's the scale of this map? Like, how much is one?
Every
one map
square is 4 miles across. So each square, each top line of the square is 4 miles.
Oh, and we're on a road, so we actually can go relatively quickly. How many squares can we
Yeah.
go, assuming we stick to roads, per day?
This depends on how many goblins we have trying to kill us between here and there.
Well, assuming that we're not being harassed or hurried or tired.
There is actually a stats trying to find it.
There's an overland travel thing.
Yeah.
But just preliminarily, it probably would be a good idea for us to go to this. What was it, Magnaburg?
Yeah, I was gonna
And
say,
look
like,
for
we
work
probably should.
there.
Yeah, try to find work along the way, because like we all have some money, but I don't think it's going to last that long.
Oh, if you're looking for work, then you could always do me a favour.
Oh,
Yeah, we've been having a few problems on the road with some undead. Bunch of skeletons just wandering around. Yeah,
so it's just skeletons.
just skeletons. Yeah.
Yeah, skeletons suddenly white.
yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna ask if they have any darts, small darts.
We got a darts board.
Oh, is this?
Are you getting a dart or darts?
Darts, because I have because the spell for magic missile that I have
Requires
Magic dart. Requires small darts as an ingredient, and it has a casting number of 6.
So actually, Zeb, the rule for ingredients: you do not need any ingredients to cast spells.
No, I know.
However-
That gives it a +1. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I want the small dart so that I get a 50-50 chance rather than a
40%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So you want to buy the darts from the innkeeper?
pretty much.
So you'd be travelling
Okay,
at the
great.
dwarf speed,
I want to pick up the dwarf.
which is
I
free.
say dwarf speed is 3 movement points.
That gives you 2.5 miles an hour.
We
So-
need to get him a small pony.
Well,
That's fine.
I don't think
more.
a dwarf can even ride it.
So
As
he's
far as I
basically-
know, we probably will want to grab a cart at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You can do.
Yes.
So basically, the easiest thing to say is that you're not going to be pushing yourself too much. You can do a hex an hour, a square an hour. Sorry.
That's not too bad.
Once-
Okay.
Sure, we have to.
Okay, but preliminarily, we're going to deal with the skeleton.
Yeah, let's deal with the skeleton first. Okay, let's see.
But first, what's the pay?
Yeah, I see.
Ooh, I can probably scrape together 15 gold pieces.